Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to our original home, my original channel on the tubes. J is for Justice. My name is Jay, and I'm your host. Before we get into today's live, which is going to be covering the latest filing on the 16th of May from the TikToker Miss Ashley versus Rebecca Scofield, which is a UI history professor. We're going to get into that, but I wanted to update you guys with the latest with the YouTube demonetization and what it means and what changes you can expect here on my channels. So to begin with, this channel got demonetized first for reuse content, and then the 411 got demonetized for reuse content. I'm not sure if this is a YouTube bot thing, but as soon as I figure it out, I am working on that. So that's going to be a work in progress. So in the meantime, and I know being green in the chats, it's kind of like a frog though, so I don't really like it. So I know that's a cool thing on YouTube, you know, you're a member and stuff like that. But guess what's even cooler? You can take that money and you don't give 45% of it to YouTube. So what I'm doing, and you'll see on the screen, there's a little bit different stuff. I am an independent podcast, no longer supported by YouTube AdSense, which means no super chats, no memberships, and no AdSense monetization. So you're not going to get any ads, okay? You don't have to pay for YouTube Premium to watch. You don't get any ads. So I appreciate all of you guys that are here today. Dusting off this channel. If I stop creating, I will never get back to where I was. So I sat back last night and I thought, you know, I'm not here. I didn't do this for 5 years and go through all the crap and learning that I did to give up when I'm on the cusp of 100,000 subscribers, monetized or not. And just to make it clear, I didn't lose any channels. I don't have strikes. None of that business. It's simply a YouTube policy. Their bots scan your channel, and if they pick up multiple things that look the same, it flags it. Because I literally did 3 appeals and they were rejected within 5 minutes. There's no way a human being sat down and reviewed that. So you guys, I just want you guys to be aware, when you super chat, when you become a member, it's great to become a member and super chat your favorite creators. But also, with that being said, think about the fact that YouTube is taking 45% of that. So Patreon, 5%. And there's a way to tip, and you can set it up as a one-time tip or a monthly tip, just like a membership. And you can do that at www.j4j.live. It's as simple as that. And you can actually set it up as a monthly recurring thing. If you are not into Patreon, there's several different ways that you can help. In the meantime, you get a better value with Patreon, and your creator gets most of the donation. So you're going to get exclusive lives. You're going to get polls. You're going to help me figure out a business plan, and I'm going to go over different changes that, you know, are going to come upon us as we grow. And I want my community to be a part of this growth, because we are like 10,000, 12,000 subs away from 100,000. That's when I get the plaque, you guys. And that's a big deal. And I just sat here and felt sorry for myself for about 5 minutes. And I thought, you can't feel sorry for yourself, because you know what where you get when you just sit back and go, give up, fuck. Even though you want to give up, you can't. And you have to be grateful for the people that you have in your life that don't let you give up. Like the shells, like the Angie B's, like the Casey's, like the Coconuts, like the One-Eyed Flows, like all of you guys, Mandy, Punani, all of you guys, I know that you guys have joined the Patreon. The ones that have, I appreciate you. But seriously, you can like go there and set up a $1 reoccurring thing. And that's it. And that's it. So I just want to keep pushing forward with what I love to do. And I want to do it with the people that love to watch me do it. And that's you guys. That's you guys. And thank you so much. I can't say anymore. I can't. So in the meantime, I'm going to be setting up a business/legal fund. And this is going to be continuous until I save up my own personal money to add to it. And my goal is met where I can obtain what I need in order to make sure this never happens again. And that will be coming soon. It's in the works. I had someone that offered to help me with that. I'm so eternally grateful because I think that creators need to support creators. So every podcast should really have a lawyer, a legal team, a business plan, and insurance. Because not only can you get hit with frivolous lawsuits, which I just lived through. I've learned a lot, you guys, and I'm not giving up. You're not here for the duration, you know? You're not here until the Idaho case ends and then we're done. Because I'm not just here for the crazy cases. I'm not just here for that. I like following them, but I'm not just here for that. I'm here to help find missing people. I'm here to get the word out about missing people. I'm here to get the word out about bad people that are doing bad things, you know? So that's where we stand. Thank you so much for listening to my little blurb here. And look for more to come in the community section and also our Facebook. So we're going to start streaming to Facebook as well and get viewership up over there. So, you know, I've really been cutting myself short is what I've learned. And I just need to focus. I need to restructure what I'm doing and we'll be good. We'll be good. So I appreciate anything that you guys can do, whatever you want to be involved in, whatever you can be involved in. If all you can do is like and subscribe, and I don't mean all you can do, that's fucking huge because a lot of people put videos on here and don't even get likes. So I'm grateful for likes. Give me all the likes. Give them all. Straight rebel. Just a bump in the road. You got this. Thank you. And I understand that, Lucia. That's why I want you to smash that like. Share on your socials. All that is free. All that is free. Angie, D. Smalls, Mary P., Melissa B., Allison B.D., all of you guys. You guys are all part of what this is. It wouldn't be this without you. So I'm not going to sit here and say, this is me and this happened to me and woe is me. No, this happened to us. Damn it. This happened to us, to our community, right? So I think we just need to pick up the pieces and move on. I mean, there's yes, YouTube donations are the easiest. They are. There's no doubt about it. And there's a reason they do that. Because cha-ching, they get 45%. So I love you too, CR and Lisa. I'm so glad to see you here. And another thing is we got to watch our language now. So that's going to be a work in progress for me as well. So if you guys could please just be conscious of, you know, the words you're putting in comment section and in the chat. Hello, Ruma. Welcome. Brandy Wine is so fine. And Megan Holly. Megan Holly, I'm a quiet lurker, but gutted to see what's going on. It's awful. It will, you know what? We'll get to where we want to be one way or another. And luckily, I have a husband that's supportive of what I do. He doesn't want me to stop what I do. We need a swear jar. We need a swear jar. That's a good idea. Maybe I need a swear jar. Shell, thank you so much. Hey, Heather, Scorpio Heather. I love you too. Yeah, I know. It's just you don't know what they're going to ping you for. But, honestly, the thing that's good about not being monetized is that you really don't have to worry about cussing. You can cuss. You can cuss. But if you ever want to get that back, you have to be careful. So, oh, Mandy. Oh, summertime. Summertime. When you can't wait for August. Suze, hey. Yeah, just be mindful. You don't have to be freaking out. Like, mods, don't time people out for saying the F word because we're all going to do it. We're all going to do it. We just have to be mindful, right? You don't have to get all crazy and put, like symbols. You don't have to do that. Just use an F or FK. Mark Klein, I appreciate your ass. Lizzie Bones, it's effing bananas around here, but I'm so glad to see you. So glad to see you. Punani became a Patreon yesterday. And you guys will have to let me know if you can hear the sounds. I'm working on changing these things. Puff, puff, pass. A smoke show. You're funny, Mandy. You want a puff, Mandy? Alley Cat Claus. Meow. It's my girl, Alley Cat. Oh, my God. I've got something for Allie. For my Allie. Wait.
Okay, it is what it is.
That wasn't it. It's bananas. Bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Meow. Meow. You can hear them? I can't hear them. Okay, so I've changed things up. I'm making it more exciting. So I'm going to be able to put more into my stream to make it more entertaining for y'all. KKS just farted. Dude, bring the spray next time. We can't do this. We can't do this. Okay, so thank you, Punani, and not that Tiffany M. Also became a Patreon. And let's thank Sunshine for subscribing. Andrew Manning. Let's see. And when you donate, there's all kinds of new ones that'll come up. So, Linda Ward, thank you. Jennifer Wood, thank you. Nikki K, thank you. Lisa M, Tracy V, Allison D. And who else do we have? These are all new Patreons, guys. We're going to have some shiz going on up in there. Let's see if it'll let me replay a super chat from Paper Chaser. Just for old time's sake. It's actually very easy. And if you join Patreon, oh my God, Casey, thank you so much, honey. All right, hold on. Let me get my chat highlight up. And like I said, I'm not sitting here saying, oh, you only matter to me if you can pay for like a reoccurring thing or join my Patreon. I'm not saying that at all. If you can't afford it, I understand. Because you know what? If I loved somebody that I was watching, I probably couldn't afford it right now either. So I understand that. So all I ask is put your damn DNA on that like button, please. Dogs, they come and go. Like bitches, they come, they go. There's no shindig. Yeah, I don't know where it went. But when we get our first donation, should be like something like this. So hopefully you guys can hear all those. Crystal, welcome. Daisy Dead, hello, I've missed you. Oh, she was puff passing. I'm sorry, KKS. I hope you brought the OZM though. I got it now, KKS. I'm sorry. I thought that was like a donation makes noise. Yeah, it should. Can you hear it? Unique Trauma Obsessed. Hello. All right, let's get into today's live. You guys can't hear them? I know, I can't hear it either. I don't know why. I worked on it all morning time. I'll have to troubleshoot when we get off here. Next time, I'll make sure it's working. I'll have to troubleshoot through it. All right, guys. Let's see what we've got here. So we're going to be talking about Miss Ashley. Miss Ashley is a TikTok creator. And she put out all these videos about a professor at UI who is like the co-chair or chair of the history department. So yeah, she put out all these videos saying that this lady was having an affair with Kaylee, that this woman is responsible for the murders in Moscow, Idaho. And I was just like, what? And then Miss Scofield fired back with a defamation suit. And this Ashley was supposed to respond. She missed her date to respond. And I think we covered this in another video. I can't remember. But at any rate, she has filed a countersuit now, a counterclaim on Miss Ashley, or on Rebecca Scofield. If I said that right. Miss Ashley is countersuing Miss Scofield. And it's like, what would possess someone to do this? She says that it's all due to her visions. Like she heard she heard these things about history, and she linked all this stuff together and must have done some digging online and found Miss Scofield. And Miss Scofield says, yes, this was back in December. So Miss Scofield says, I never even met these kids. I don't even recognize them. Even though this is a small campus, no idea who they are. So on May 16th, Miss Ashley has put 61 pages into this lawsuit. And we're going to read through her claims in just a second. So hold on. I've got to go shut my door because I've got the Adam Montgomery thing playing, and they just came back from lunch. It's really loud. So I don't know if you guys are watching that, but it's airing on Law and Crime is the only, I just happen to see it, but it's nuts. This chick that Adam used to hang out with is testifying, and she seems like she's on something. It's sad. It's sad. Okay. So let's see what we've got here. So Miss Ashley, like I said, has put this in, and it's Ashley Gouillard versus Rebecca Scofield. And she's also listed Rebecca's attorneys as defendants. Okay, so this part we're not going to read through because it just kind of goes from the last document to this one, or the last filing, where she's, responding to each paragraph. So we're just going to go down to what her claims are. And mind you, she was late filing this too. So she's using the venue as she's a resident of Texas, and she lives in Houston, I think. The venue is improper because the events giving rise to the claims of defamation are the publishing of TikTok videos that took place on Ashley Gouillard's TikTok social media page. There is no federal district in which this action may otherwise be brought, except United States District Court for the Southern District of Texas. And then the complaint fails to state a claim. And then she also has that the plaintiff's claims are barred by the substantial truth doctrine and the incremental harm doctrine. She likes to talk about these two things a lot. And these two things, she says, hold that if a defamatory statement does no more harm than the true statements, then there is no actionable claim for defamation. She says, and this is a bold statement, Rebecca Scofield planned, ordered, and executed the murder of 4 University of Idaho students. Since the accusations in Ashley Gouillard's TikTok videos are substantially true, there is no actionable claim for defamation. Just right there. Jammers! Hey, Jammers!
Fucking fuzzy slippers and lip gloss.
So, yeah, that claim right there, it's like, whoa. Nothing like just putting it out there. She's saying that she planned, ordered, and executed these murders. Number 5, plaintiff's claims are barred by qualified privilege. The 4 University of Idaho students were brutally unalived. Without the arrest of the perpetrator, there's a presumption of danger to the public. University of Idaho constituents and Idaho residents discovering and revealing the crime with the intent to get them investigated and arrested is an act to warn others about harm or danger and to bring resolution to the problem. The statements were made in the best interest of public safety. Ashley Gouillard made the statements without actual malice. Therefore, qualified privilege permits Ashley Gouillard to make the statements that in a different circumstance would typically be considered defamatory. Then she cites the First Amendment of the Constitution of the United States of America. And she says that it protects freedom of speech, the press, assembly, and the right to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Ashley Gouillard used her spiritual brain, intuition, spiritual practice, and investigative skills to uncover the truth regarding the murder of 4 University of Idaho students and publish her finding on TikTok. Ashley is protected as a U.S. citizen to exercise her connection with her spiritual connections, abilities, and practices without being barred by the law. Plaintiff's claims are barred by fraud because they're false, perjurious, frivolous, and claimed with malice to get away with unethical conduct, adultery, and murder. Plaintiff's claims are barred by comparative negligence. Plaintiff Rebecca Scofield committed the allegations that the defendant Ashley Gouillard alleged. Plaintiff Rebecca Scofield is at least 51% at fault for being accused of the allegations. Therefore, the plaintiff Rebecca Scofield may not recover damages. Plaintiff's claims are barred by illegality because they are perjurious pursuant to 18 U.S.C. 1621. And then she says the number 10 is plaintiff's claims are barred by illegality because they're claimed with the intent to obstruct civil justice in the U.S. District Court for the District of Idaho with the intent to obstruct criminal justice within the Latah County Court in Moscow, Idaho. Counterclaims. Now on to the counterclaims, where she has put Rebecca Scofield, Wendy Olson, Elijah Watkins, and Corey Caroni. Now, here we go. Number 1, as set forth more fully below, November 2022, Ethan Chapin, Kaylee Gonsalves, Xana Kernodle, and Madison Mogan, 4 University of Idaho students, were unalived. Using her spiritual acuity, Ashley uncovered hidden motives and hidden details of the murders. She discovered that Rebecca Scofield initiated, planned, and executed them and hired men. And hired men to help her plan and carry out the murders. So she's saying that she initiated it, planned, and executed the murders, hired men to do it, and then she put it on TikTok. To evade suspicion for the murders, on December 21st, Rebecca Scofield with attorneys Stoll Rives LLP filed a frivolous complaint Scofield versus Gouillard. Case number U.S. District Court for the District of Idaho against Ashley. The complaint falsified the factual allegations and claims for relief to create a cause of action for defamation against Ashley. After filing the complaint, Rebecca and Wendy Olson published false statements of fact about Ashley in a multinational news media outlet to harass, degrade, humiliate, and discredit her, and to deprive her of an impartial tribunal. The false statements of fact published about Ashley portrayed her as someone who defamed esteemed Professor Scofield by falsely accusing her of the crime. The truth is, the statements Ashley made about Rebecca are substantially true. Now, this is Ashley's words here, not mine. None of the views in this lawsuit reflect me or my channel. Just so we make that clear. Let's now get up our poll. I forgot to put that back up. Because I want to know what you guys think. Some of you guys said, no, I don't think she's being frivolous. So I'm curious why you said that, or if that's just a joke answer. So go ahead, ask questions or comments here. Oh, it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Can you imagine being this professor, right? Okay, so do you think this creator is out of line? That was our question. So go ahead and answer that again, guys, and we'll go over that in just a few. Okay. After filing the complaint, Rebecca Scofield and Wendy... Oh, I already said that. Okay, number 4. Collectively, Attorney Wendy, Attorney Elijah, and Attorney Corey, and Miss Scofield conspired to deprive Ashley Gouillard of her rights as a U.S. citizen and her free speech. Here's the counterclaim. Ashley is residing in Texas. She's an author, entrepreneur, and United States Army combat veteran. Rebecca is a public figure residing in Idaho. She's calling the professor a public figure. She is an associate professor and chair of the history department at UI in Moscow. Wendy is an attorney. She's the former U.S. attorney for the District of Idaho and a partner of Stoll Rives LLP. Elijah is a trial attorney and a partner, and Corey Caroni is former deputy attorney general for the state of Idaho. So these are some bigwig attorneys she's got here. Jurisdiction is proper. Venue is appropriate because Scofield is a resident of Idaho, and Wendy Olson and the other attorneys are also in Idaho. Okay, so here we go. Number 13, which is weird. November 13th, 2022. 4 students from UI, Ethan, Kaylee, Xana, and Madison, were found brutally unalived in Moscow, Idaho. The tragic crime were the result of a plan initiated and executed by Rebecca Scofield. To execute the plan, Rebecca hired men to help her plan and carry out the crimes. I got to get used to that. She promised them financial security and a better collegiate experience at the UI in exchange. This shit's bananas. Rebecca Scofield's motive for conspiring to unalive the 4 University of Idaho students was to keep her secret affair with Kaylee, who was a student at the time, from being exposed. Miss Rebecca has pervasive power and influence due to her prominence at UI Moscow, Idaho, and surrounding areas. Her PhD from Harvard and extreme level of ambition, as exhibited on her extensive 12-page resume on the UI's website and her website, RebeccaScofield.com, details some of the work she's done as a public figure and leader in Moscow, Idaho. Rebecca valued her career and prominence at UI and surrounding areas. She was also married. Kaylee was a popular student at UI and Moscow, Idaho area. Her popularity grew as her success grew. How does she know this? Before her untimely death, her new career and Range Rover added to her popularity. Miss Scofield feared that the attention Kaylee got would cause their inappropriate relationship to be exposed. So this is the motive. So she's saying that she's not even saying like feared that the attention that Kaylee got would make their relationship become exposed. Why would that? She feared she would lose the prominence she earned, the career that she built, and the future she was creating. That led her to have Kaylee unalived. Hey, Patrick, welcome back. Welcome home, buddy. Kaylee and Miss Rebecca met at the UI when Kaylee sought mentorship for personal and professional growth. During that time, they developed a personal relationship. Miss Scofield desired to be with a woman, but never explored that desire for fear of ridicule. Miss Rebecca convinced Kaylee to experiment by being in a secret same-sex relationship with her. What?
What?
Miss Scofield convinced Kaylee to keep their relationship secret due to fear of ridicule for dating a student. Only close friends of Kaylee and had knowledge of the relationship. Rebecca documented the same-sex relationship experience in her book, previously titled The Experience. Previously titled. So she's claiming that she changed the title of the book. Her previous publications were about other people's experience with being gay. The Experience was about her own. The Experience lasted for at least a year. Kaylee grew to have deep feelings for Miss Rebecca. During the relationship, Rebecca promised Kaylee that at the end of the experiment, she would garner the courage to live her life openly as a lesbian and leave her husband. She never took that courageous step, choosing to break up and remain married instead. The relationship took a turn. This is like a storybook. The relationship took a turn for the worse when Kaylee was about to graduate and move to Texas. She was no longer convinced to be in a secret love affair with married woman Miss Scofield. She threatened to expose their love affair to Rebecca's husband. After they broke up, Rebecca began to stalk Kaylee in person and on social media to keep an eye on her and to make sure her secret affair remained a secret. This sounds like a Lifetime movie. Kaylee's social media content alarmed Rebecca. She began to have anxiety and paranoia about being outed by Kaylee or her friends. Miss Rebecca decided to relieve herself of the worry, fear, and anxiety that Kaylee was going to expose her secrets of being a lesbian, having an affair, and dating a female student. What's up, babe? She decided killing Kaylee would silence her for good. During the planning phase of the crime conspiracy, Rebecca watched Kaylee in person and on social media. Hey, Yvonne. She decided Kaylee and her close friends were a threat to her livelihood and secrets being exposed. She added Madison Mogan and the students Kaylee frequented with to the list of those to unalive. Miss Scofield hired help to help her plan and execute the killings. She offered financial, collegiate, and career incentives as a reward. Using her prominence at the university as a tool, her offer was accepted. During November 2022, Kaylee visited Moscow to visit her friends before moving to Texas. Rebecca and her hired help took this opportunity to execute their plan to unalive Kaylee and her friends. On November 13th, Kaylee, Xana, Madison, and Ethan were unalived as initiated, planned, and executed by Miss Scofield. This is crazy. Since the year of 2021, Ashley has used her social media platform and books to answer questions related to a variety of unsolved murders at random. She used her intuitive abilities and spiritual acuity to get insight on all unsolved cases. During the month of November 2022, a TikTok user asked Ashley to get insight into the murders of 4 University of Idaho students. Ashley agreed. She used her spiritual acuity and investigative skills to get insight into the murders. During Ashley's spiritual research, she was intuitively led to the UI History Department. Using logic, Ashley viewed the University of Idaho History Department's webpage. History Department professors and associates were listed. During the spiritual investigation, Ashley spiritually inquired into each person listed on the History Department's webpage, seeking their role in the crimes of the 4 UI students. Nearly all the insight uncovered for each person was about their reaction to the unalivings, except for Rebecca. The insight for Rebecca was distinctly different from that of the other history professors and associates. The insight for Rebecca revealed to Ashley that she was in a relationship with Kaylee that broke up, and she initiated the crime, planned, and hired to carry the plan out. Ashley sought more information and spiritual insight to be sure of her findings. The answers didn't change. When she was 100% sure, that was when she revealed her findings on TikTok. She also sent the information she uncovered to the Moscow Police Department's tip line. Ashley posted over 100 TikTok videos of her findings. Rebecca was informed about Ashley's social media accounts. Oh my gosh. Over 100 TikTok videos? Holy, she was busy with her findings. Get your votes in, guys, in the poll. We only have 66 votes. We've got 154 of you mofos here. Vote, vote, vote. It's free. Rebecca strategized with attorney Wendy Olson to silence Ashley to evade suspicion, obstruct justice, and avoid criminal investigation into her role of the unalivings of 4 University of Idaho students. On December the 8th, now this is before Brian was arrested. On December 8th, Rebecca and Wendy asked Ashley in a demand letter to stop posting her content about Rebecca, falsely claiming the information to be false. So they asked her not to do it anymore, and she was like, because you're lying. Ashley then published she did not have to stop posting her content because she's protected by the substantial truth doctrine and the broad parameters of the First Amendment. On December 21st, Rebecca, with the help of Wendy, Elijah, and Corey, filed a frivolous, perjurious claim alleging that Ashley defamed her with full knowledge that the statements Ashley made about her are substantially true. Despite being frivolous, the claim sought approximately $2 million in relief. So Miss Scofield says, guess what? You gonna say this shit about me, and you're gonna falsely claim what's up, Joe? Think about it, Jay. Her channel didn't get taken down. There is a future $sign here. I see it in the cards. What do you mean? Oh my God, swear jar. She is filing this on her own, so I don't know if she has help writing it, but she's pro se. She's representing herself. But can you imagine being is this lady still a professor there? I can't imagine she would leave. So I don't know. All right, let's keep going. So they want Rebecca wants $2 million. So, so they're saying that they're intending to harass, delay, embarrass, and discredit Miss Ashley. The claims against Ashley were filed with the intent to deprive her of the right of freedom of speech. The claim was filed with the intent to obstruct criminal justice in the case of the Idaho 4 by preventing suspicion of Miss Scofield's role in the murders. The claim has numerous perjurious statements. A perjurious statement that Rebecca didn't participate in the crimes. A perjurious statement that Rebecca didn't know the students. A perjurious statement that Rebecca does not recall ever meeting any of the students. A perjurious statement that Rebecca didn't have a romantic relationship with Kaylee. A perjurious statement that Rebecca didn't order the murder of 4 students. A perjurious statement that Rebecca didn't hire a student to plan or carry out the killings. Several perjurious statements that Ashley made false accusations about Rebecca's role in the crimes of the 4 students. A perjurious statement that Ashley decided to use the community's pain for her online self-promotion. A perjurious statement that Ashley has continued to make false statements knowing they are false. Then she says that Rebecca and her attorneys published false statements about Ashley with malice, without proof, without a reasonable inquiry into the legitimacy of the claims, and without regard to the truth or falsity of the statements. Then they continued, she says, to plot and to harass, delay, embarrass, and discredit Ashley by publishing several false statements about Ashley in national and multinational news media. And then Yahoo News, she says, quoted Miss Wendy Olson in a statement saying Miss Goulard has continued to make false statements knowing they are false. Wendy Olson also made a statement on Fox News Digital saying what's even worse is that these untrue statements create safety issues for the professor and her family. Excuse me. Miss Rebecca and Miss Wendy published a false statement in the national news that Ashley compounded the trauma that the family's victims are experiencing. Rebecca and Wendy published a false statement in the multinational news media that Ashley re-victimized the families of the slain students. Rebecca and Wendy published a false statement that Ashley had no basis to make factual statements regarding any of the events that occurred in Idaho. Rebecca and Wendy published a false statement in the media that Ashley made false statements regarding Rebecca's involvement in the crimes on the Idaho 4. Rebecca and Wendy also published a false statement in multinational news that Ashley damaged Rebecca's reputation. Rebecca and Wendy published a false statement in multinational news media that Ashley undermined law enforcement's efforts to solve the crimes. The statements were published with the purpose of defaming and embarrassing Miss Ashley and to evade suspicion and criminal investigation into Miss Scofield's role in the Idaho 4. Wendy and Rebecca published and disseminated the false statements about Ashley in a press release that was disseminated multinationally. Then she goes on to name all of the outlets that she's claiming they made defamatory statements. And I'm not going to read them all, but interesting ones are like multiple YouTube channels. So I don't know. Oh, disseminated through media channels. So she's saying, like right now, she's probably saying like this would be disseminating maybe. Mama's Uncut. I mean, look at all these stations. Perez Hilton. Instagram users, Reddit users, MEA Worldwide, Apple Podcasts, Argonaut, even the paper, the Argonaut, the UI paper. And then it goes on and on. And then we have, lastly, they said multiple, she said multiple YouTube channels. Then you have this one, Lawyer Peg Leg Finance YouTube channel. And then she just says TikTok, Instagram, and many more. So she's getting this guy particularly. Why? I've never even heard of this guy. Peg Leg Finance. Ashley was presented in a false light instead of being perceived as someone who used her spiritual acuity to make a positive difference in the world and to help solve the case of the crime in Moscow, Idaho. She was perceived as a liar who used the tragedy for personal gain. And then she says, Ashley Goulart continues to be harassed, cyberbullied, and humiliated online by thousands of social media users because of the widespread defamatory statements that these people made. Now, this is something that I think I could have used in the past. And just might. Ashley's integrity, spiritual practice, reputation, and livelihood was compromised by Ms. Scofield, Wendy, Elijah, and Corey to meet their goal of evading suspicion of Ms. Scofield's role in the Idaho 4. Ashley was deprived of a good reputation, business, clients, income, a peaceful social media presence, family, and friends due to the counterclaim defendant's frivolous claim and defamatory statements against her. Ashley received death threats to her email, website, and social media. She received unwanted negative calls and emails. She received tens of thousands of negative comments on her social media web pages and message inboxes. So what she is asking for, she lays out what defamation means. And then she says that Miss Scofield planned, hired, the same thing we read earlier. I'm not going to keep repeating that. After the hidden details of her involvement in the murders were exposed by Ashley, Rebecca published defamatory statements. I don't think this is all repetitive. Miss Scofield and Wendy published defamatory statements about Ashley, knowing they are false and without any regard to the negative impact on her life. Listen to number 74. Rebecca knows the statements she published about Ashley are false because she knows that Ashley was telling the truth about her role in the crimes against the Idaho 4. 75. Miss Wendy made no reasonable inquiry to determine the truth of the matter. She intentionally defamed Ashley as a tactic to degrade, discredit, humiliate, and silence Ashley, and to prevent Miss Scofield from being suspected or investigated in the Idaho 4. Defamation to a defendant's character in the news media is not a legal remedy for alleged defamation to a plaintiff. Attorney Wendy Olson, with over 16 years of experience as a United States attorney, has the knowledge and experience to make a public statement without defaming Ashley. Miss Wendy published defamatory statements in the news to destroy Ashley in the court of public opinion. Attorney Wendy's defamatory statements about Ashley are not protected by attorney immunity. Making public defamatory statements about a defendant and spreading false information on news media about a defendant is not an attorney duty prescribed by law, or that is protected by immunity or absolute privilege. She's saying that Ms. Olson made these statements with malice outside the setting of litigation with the sole purpose of defaming. Ashley's reputation, she says, is severely damaged across the United States and on social media, and that she's lost clients' income and her well-being. Then she says in number 82 that she was harassed on social media, her website, email, and by telephonic means nearly every day. She received tens of thousands of negative comments, calling her crazy, issuing death threats, wishing that she'd get arrested, and more. She received unwanted negative calls and emails from strangers wishing her ill will. The damage to her reputation has caused distress and loss of enjoyment of life. She is seeking recovery of financial damage, financial relief for emotional distress. Now she's wanting money. Let's see what she's asking for. Yeah, we read all that. So there's 3 counterclaims. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Why does it say December 2021? That's wrong. Does it say that everywhere? Because it would have been 2022, right? Does she have that up here too? Let's see. Look at this. Number 94. The claim is defamatory by nature because it publishes false statements as statements of fact. It defames Ashley's integrity, reputation, and spiritual acuity, and falsely portrays Rebecca as an innocent victim. Let's keep going down and see. Okay, here we go. This is a little bit different here. She's saying that the attorneys were required to conduct a reasonable inquiry of the legitimacy of their claims before filing with the court to avoid frivolous claims and perjury. Taking the word of an alleged murderer is not a reasonable inquiry. Are you kidding? I don't know. She said that she turned it into the Moscow tip line. Yes, she said that she did. This is what Miss Ashley says. She says that she put it, that she did turn it in. Houston. She's in Houston. According to the court documents, anyway. Her template. Taking the word of an alleged murderer is also not a belief. It is ignorance. It is a fundamental legal principle in the United States. In the United States, that ignorance of the law is no defense. If ignorance were accepted as an excuse, any person charged with a criminal offense could claim ignorance. Then she says that the lawyers did not conduct a reasonable inquiry as required by Rule 11 of the FRCP into the truth or falsity of the statements that Ashley made. They collectively accepted Rebecca's word as fact without investigation or reasonable inquiry. And then it says that the lawyers were legally required to attest the truthfulness of the claims that they publish under oath, that they attested to the truthfulness of their claims without regard to due diligence, and collectively committed perjury with Miss Rebecca and collectively conspired against Miss Ashley. Wow. This is all the same. Now there's a fourth one. It just keeps going and going and going. 61 pages. Let's see if there's anything different in this one. Okay, here we go. A reasonable inquiry would have revealed the fact that the statements Ashley Goulard made were not false, or at the very least were not proven to be false. The counterclaim defendants used Rebecca's alibi that she was not in Moscow when the 4 students were being unalived, and that she was driving home from Portland, Oregon, after law enforcement officers discovered the students. With over 40 years of collective experience practicing law, it is reasonable to believe that the attorneys know that Miss Scofield did not have to be in Moscow for someone that she hired to carry out the crimes. The alibi is also complete with key information missing, like the date and time Scofield booked the hotel, the date and time she checked into the hotel, how and when she traveled to Oregon, and who she was with. The attorneys either intentionally or negligently publish an irrelevant alibi. So she's saying they're not abiding by Rule 11. Being psychic and receiving information by intuitive means does not equate to falsity. A reasonable inquiry in the form of a Google search would have revealed the fact that psychics have been used in police investigations as published by the United States Department of Justice. Pursuant to the United States Department of Justice, psychics include clairvoyants, professors, telepaths, palmists, numerologists, graphologists, and metaphysicians. Both psychics and detectives base their work on intuition to some extent. Dorothy Allison of Nutley, New Jersey, a known psychic, Nutley, has assisted police
Sure.
more than 4,000 investigations and has received many letters from LE describing how she helped them using only the victim's date, place of birth, and location last seen. The article was written 30 years ago. Ergo, psychics have been used in police work for decades. The counterclaim defendant's belief or religious connotations about psychic abilities are irrelevant. A reasonable inquiry reveals that the history of the usefulness of psychics goes beyond their religion or beliefs and has been used in police work for decades. It was disingenuous for the counterclaim defendants to act as if they don't know how a psychic receives information. A reasonable inquiry in the form of a basic search engine reveals the definition of psychic intuition, tarot cards, and its multi-century history. A reasonable inquiry into the basic definition of a psychic negates the statement that Ashley has never been to Idaho and had no basis to make truthful statements about the events there. It is basic information that psychics do not have to be at a place or event to receive truthful information about said place or event. It was disingenuous for the counterclaim defendants to allege that Ashley should believe a random comment from a social media user over her own mental and spiritual faculties. It was also disingenuous for the counterclaim defendants to allege that Ashley should believe alleged murderer Rebecca, whom had not been properly investigated or caught over her own mental and spiritual faculties. A reasonable inquiry in the form of asking Ashley by email or phone call would have revealed the fact that the statements Ashley made were not made with malice or ill intent. An email or phone call to Ashley would have revealed the fact that Ashley believed the statements she published about Rebecca. Additionally, if the counterclaim defendants watched the videos that Ashley posted regarding Rebecca, her role and reason for initiating, planning, and executing these crimes, it would be apparent that Ashley believes everything she posted. None of the counterclaim defendants made any attempts to call or email Ashley to inquire into the reason for the allegations. They only made demands for Ashley to seize her freedom of speech and prevent Rebecca from being properly investigated. Okay, I gotta get a drink. Hi, Paper Chaser. Welcome. Welcome back. Hey, Ashley Leith. Each counterclaim defendant had the wherewithal to seize the action from being filed and to prevent the perjurious statements about Ashley from being made. None of them conducted bare minimum due diligence. None of them prevented the perjurious claims being made. All of them conspired to deprive Ashley of the right to free speech, equal protection of the laws, and the right to fair judicial proceedings, which includes protection from frivolous claims. Rebecca initiated, planned, and hired men to unalive the 4 University of Idaho students. To have a legal claim against Ashley, she had to lie about her involvement. Otherwise, she would have no cause of action, a claim that is only lawfully allowed due to the perjurious statements impedes upon judicial fairness. Yet the counterclaim defendants negligently filed the claim without due care or regard to judicial fairness for Ashley. She goes on to say the same thing. She suffered loss of income and all of this. There's the 5th. And let's see if this has got any added details. I mean, how long would it take someone to put this together? She says that she suffered extreme emotional distress due to the backlash from social media, family, friends, associates, and strangers. She received tens of thousands of negative comments calling her crazy, issuing death threats, wishing that she'd get arrested, and more. So she goes into more detail here. Here's the sixth claim for relief. She denies self-promotion. She's saying what she believes, that she believes her visions, and they can't go after her for that. So she says right here that the claims against her are in bad faith, lacking in fact, and with the intent to harass, delay, embarrass, and discredit her, and to retaliate against her for speaking up for the 4 University of Idaho students. So she feels like she's speaking up for them because she believes what her visions were. It says that she is not a victim of slander, that she's the initiator, planner, and executor of the Idaho 4. This is nuts. Okay, 7th counterclaim. It's like the fucking Energizer Bunny. It just keeps going and going and tip jar me. Okay, it says here, a substantial part of the events giving rise to the false claims of defamation happened in Houston, Texas, where defendant Ashley resides. Ashley posted the videos about Rebecca's involvement in the Idaho 4 on TikTok from the privacy of her home in Houston. The murder of the Idaho students is not the cause of the civil action. Alleged defamation of character that took place online in Houston is. If the allegations in the claim Scofield versus Goulard were factual, which they are not because the entire claim is fabricated, disingenuous, perjurious, and false, the proper venue would have been U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Texas, where Ashley resides and where the videos were posted. Which I have to kind of agree with. I have to kind of agree with her here because I just went through this in federal court. And they had to file it in my home state. They had to file it in Florida. They couldn't just file it where, Nexstar Media is. So I think she's right about that. Mandy. Hey, white boy. Hey, Matt. Mike. I have so many mics here. What's up, Matt? I've been watching you and Noel. I just played your laundry video the other day. Post-hurricane. You guys are awesome. Hope you guys are doing well. Mr. White Boy Lockdown Radio coming in hot today. So what are you guys thinking so far? Do you guys think that she's out of line?
These nuts.
So far, are you guys thinking that this girl's out of line? Or no? Let's see what else we've got here. She's saying that it's improper. A lot of this is repetitive. They're saying that they use the news in order to put out a false narrative that Rebecca didn't know the students and had nothing to do with their murders. Don't all students have to take history, though? How would she not know them? You know what I mean? If she's the chair for the history department, how would she not know who they are? I know when I said it, I'm like, it just didn't sound right. Patrick says there's always a little bit of truth in this. So maybe she's trying to out something that really shouldn't have been outed. I mean, maybe there was something that was going on, and maybe this is her way of outing it. I had someone file a frivolous lawsuit against me in order to put out all this personal info and personal text messages, etc. So I get that people do that because this is an open venue to file whatever you want and say whatever you want, and the world can then read it. It's a snake move. It's a snake move. So, I mean, there could be a lot of things that are the motivator for this. I don't know this Ashley person. I've never seen her other than the few videos that I saw, like, clips of. I don't have TikTok, so all I saw was that, you know, the clips that have been put out there on YouTube or whatever. But it's important to note that this Rebecca is involved highly with like sexuality, history and sexuality. That was like one of her studies. Oh, got you, Sleuth. That makes sense. Yeah, I'm back, Paper Chaser. I don't have monetization, but I'm back. Thanks for being here. Mandy says she's a perfect example of why my husband should be eternally grateful for my existence. Hear, hear. I mean, when people go out of their way to file lawsuits just to get their side out there or to get something out there that they want to get out there, and I'm not saying she did this. I don't know why she did this. I mean, she's claiming that it's because she believes it. But some might say that's a dick move, right? If you believe that, give your tip to the police and keep it moving, right? I mean, that would be like the responsible thing to do. No? Maybe? And the scary thing is TikTok really going to protect us as Americans? Is this going to be like some kind of a test to see, it's just a test to see like what TikTok will do or won't do. Yes, Sleuth Squad says Professor would be out if she was gay. She's a feminist and she writes on LGBTQ. Totally. I mean, if anybody's going to, come out and not be afraid, it would be Miss Scofield, I would think. We don't slither with snakes. We fly with the eagles. I want to fly like an eagle. Don't be an Ashley. Yikes, Ashley. All right, get your votes in. We got 124 votes. We need about 10 of you guys to vote. And also, up at the top of your screen, you'll see a thing that says Q&A, questions. Go ahead and put questions or comments. I'll go over them when we're done reading through this. So that way I don't have to scroll back through chat. You guys can get your comments seen, and everybody's happy. So she is asking for the dismissal of the plaintiff's claims. Let's see where she asks for financial damages due to loss of income, potential income, financial relief for emotional distress, financial relief for multinational humiliation, retraction of all defamatory statements, dismissal of the frivolous claims against her, and punitive damages due to the defendant's actions. We've got counterclaim number 8. Okay. Choosing the proper venue is rudimentary for them. Choosing the improper venue was not a matter of ignorance, but a matter of strategy. They're saying for the sole purpose of impeding upon fair judicial proceedings for Ashley and creating judicial conditions favorable for Rebecca, they prejudice for Ashley. After filing the claims in the improper venue and demanding a trial by jury, the counterclaim defendants issued a press release to penetrate the minds of the citizens of the state of Idaho and nationally with the false narrative that Ashley falsely accused Professor Scofield of the crimes to gain social media followers. The counterclaim defendants also used the news in the state of Idaho and multinational news coverage to put forth that false narrative that Rebecca did not know the students and had nothing to do with it. To be legally qualified for jury service, an individual must reside primarily in the judicial district for 1 year, with the jury members being Idaho residents as well as Rebecca, Wendy, Elijah, and Corey. It unfairly creates a camaraderie against the plaintiff, Rebecca, and the jurors. If the false narrative was presented upon a jury of Idaho residents, Ashley would be presented as an outsider Texas resident who unjustly accused their esteemed professor, Rebecca Scofield, of the unaliving of 4 university students. Free speech, massive cyberbullying across her social media, and that the frivolous claims occurred simultaneously. I mean, these are all like claims. There's nothing to back this. There's no evidence here. Ninth counterclaim for relief. Jesus. What page are we on? 50 of 61. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. Let's do a little 7th inning stretch. What do we want to listen to? Here, let's do our 7th inning stretch. I'm going to go grab a Coke.
Roly-poly, Daddy's little Betty. Betty's gonna be a man someday.
Roly-poly. All right. Now I'm in biz. And look at it. Look what they have on the Coke Zero. I guess this is a sign. Look it. It's a sign. Look. It's a microphone. It's a sign. I don't know, Robin. Maybe ChatGPT wrote it for her. Ah! You never know. You never know. She's basically saying that they're using the law system to harass and intimidate her, and that they should have more respect for the legal system and be professional, courteous, and have a civil attitude towards all persons involved in the process. And then she's questioning the lawyer's honesty, trustworthiness, or fitness as a lawyer. Ashley experienced extreme mental and emotional anguish due to the egregiousness. Oh my gosh, I can't say that. Egregiousness. Roberta. I've decided I don't want to use that anymore.
Roberta.
I don't like Roberta at all. I think she's gross and weird and dark, and I don't like it. I don't like her letter. It was weird. Multitude and timing. I think we're going to have to retire Roberta. Okay, we're going to have an official retirement party for this bish. The multinational news coverage defaming Ashley's character, the defamatory complaint, massive cyberbullying across her social media because of the defamatory complaint, death threats, frivolous claims. They all occurred simultaneously. The 10th counterclaim for relief. This is all repetitive. Ashley was frustrated due to being defamed, harassed, and forced to expend time, energy, and financial resources to have to fight the false claims against her inalienable constitutional rights. Court is back in a break again in the Adam Montgomery. Hang on, I'm gonna we've got the 11th counterclaim. What page is this? This might be our last one. Or maybe there's one more. I'm gonna change the poll up for a second. Because I want to ask you guys one other thing. Okay, there you go. If you would kindly vote, we will continue forward. All right, this is our 11th counterclaim. Again, naming all the sites that she was defamed on. Oh, and here we go. Number 267. Ashley suffered a loss of enjoyment of life. Ashley typically travels on New Year's Eve, as she did on New Year's Eve 2021. Instead of on New Year's Eve 2022, she chose to stay inside for fear of her life, arguments, and embarrassment. She suffered mental anguish due to the potential harm caused by the continuous threats to kill her or hopes that she would die. She suffered mental anguish, depression, shame, humiliation, shock, embarrassment, grief, anxiety, and fear due to the false narrative about her being assumed as true by multinational audiences, causing her to stay home and isolate herself more than usual. She was feared of being publicly ridiculed, humiliated, shamed, and threatened. Oh my gosh. Ashley received harassing phone calls, emails, text messages, comments and messages on Insta, messages and comments on Facebook, messages and comments on TikTok, messages on YouTube, and messages on her website, www.ashisgod.com, threatening to inflict harm against her, signing her up for porn websites, expressing wishes that she would unalive herself, maliciously misdiagnosing her as insane, maliciously misdiagnosing her as crazy, maliciously misdiagnosing her with schizo, maliciously misdiagnosing her with psychosis, expressing the desire to have her arrested for her allegations about Rebecca, and sending her indecent videos of body parts to include male genitals. The filing of the frivolous claims against Ashley was... Oh, there was an initiation of a petition against Ashley was to get her arrested was signed by over 10,000 people on change.org. A multitude of random people sent messages to her family and friends seeking to have her committed and held in a psychiatric facility, and to get her personal address to allegedly have her arrested by Idaho law enforcement. She continues to be harassed, cyberbullied, and humiliated online because of the widespread defamatory statements Rebecca and her attorneys published about her. Her livelihood was compromised. And she states again, evading the suspicion of Rebecca's role in the Idaho 4 crimes. Prayer for relief. This is what she wants. Mass press release with a statement that Ashley approves to every news outlet that was covered and to social media outlets, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Reddit, and all others it was covered on, correcting the false claims. Mass press release in every news outlet that this lawsuit was covered and to social media outlets, Facebook, Twitter, with an apology to Ashley that she approves for all the accusations made against her. past, present, and future compensatory damages, punitive damages, financial relief for non-pecuniary damages, and financial relief for aggravated damages for each merited counterclaim, attorney and court fees, a judgment dismissing the plaintiff's claims for improper venue, an order imposing sanctions on the lawyers. She requests a summary judgment for the counterclaim. Signed on May 16th, Ashley J. Gouliard, defendant, counterclaim, plaintiff, pro se, litigant. And she served this to them on May 16th as well. And that is it, folks. We got through it. Yay! Give yourself a huge round of applause. That was grueling. Bueller. So even if this chick wasn't wanting attention, she's going to get it. And there's no evidence included in this. No, Ash is saying that she's getting hosed with body part pictures, I guess. Not that she's not claiming Rebecca's doing it. She's saying as a result of the defamatory statements made against her, all these things are happening. Okay.
Yeah, they're loud and beefy.
All right. So let's take a look at your questions and comments and see what you guys have to say about all this mess. I think it's craziness. Oh, 23% of you don't know who Adam Montgomery is. So Adam Montgomery is the father of Harmony Montgomery, who is still missing. I've got one question, man. You guys are easy on me today. Easy on me today. Off subject, but will you be streaming on Patreon? I signed up to support you. You're the best. Not that, Tiffany M. Absolutely. We're going to be streaming on Patreon at least once a week. At least once a week, and it will be up for replay for you guys. Hey, Megan Ambrose. Welcome, babe. Welcome home.
Tamper that.
Oh my God. God forbid.
Ashley
God forbid,
is the
one
psychic.
Comment.
So I'll show you what she looks like. So on the thumbnail. Oh, wait, here's a picture. So on the here. This is Ashley and Miss Rebecca. So Rebecca is on the left. Hi. I don't have anything. Rebecca's on the left and Miss Ashley is on the right. And let's pull up today's thumbnail. Well, here's another one I have. This is Rebecca. And she said that she got these visions and went through like the university site. Did she possibly see Rebecca and go, oh my gosh, she kind of reminds me of Kaylee? I don't know. But here is the thumbnail for today. So you have Rebecca in the middle, and then you have Ashley on the left, and there is Miss Kaylee on the far right. Love you too, Megan. We have missed you. So, I don't know. So, Adam Montgomery is the father of missing, I think she was 5, Harmony. They believe she is deceased. But he is on trial for firearms charges. He was bad into drugs, and he's got teardrop tattoo, everything else. You can check it out on Law and Grime. But just as a reminder, you can join our Patreon. You can go to www.j4j.live. You can get a list of our commands to use in chat. You can buy merch. You can make a donation. You can set up a monthly donation. So I just want to thank you guys. We are not a part of the YouTube partner program at this time. So I need your support. If you can give it, hit the like, share this on your social media. J for J, the only channel covered the Derek Shook MPD complaint timeframe. Message Shook received coincide with what crucial time? Wait, only channel covered the Derek Shook MPD complaint timeframe. Message Shook received coincides with what crucial time, and Moscow PD putting its case together against BK coincident. No, I think he was being harassed on Christmas. They were already on BK in November. But thank you for your question, Joe, and I appreciate you being here. I always love your comments. And I know you support independent media and podcasting, and I want to thank you for being here. But just to reiterate, this channel is not monetized by ads, super chats, or memberships any longer. The new way to donate would be through J4J Live or through PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. Thank you so much. So you guys were easy on me, but Adam Montgomery, I am going to go watch the rest of this so that we can discuss it if you would like. Jay said a bad word. Was it BK sending the message? Oh, I don't know. We don't know. It was all speculation, right? Hey, speculation station. We're going to end this Q&A. So, yeah, I'm excited. Every time you guys come back here, there might be something new, something changed. It's all going to be a work in progress, and you guys are going to be a part of it. So I hope to see you guys regularly here. Hi, Kevin. Welcome home. And also in the Patreon, we're going to be doing it at least once a week streams. We're going to create our own little community over there. So if you can join and would like to join, we can't wait to see you over there. But like if you do, sub if you want more, and thank you for your support. We're going to be covering the Snake River. Yes, we are. Yes, we will. I won't let you down, Jammers. I know you've been looking forward to that one. But thank you. Keep up the good fight, guys. And thank you for your support. Have a great afternoon. Pascal got his back, FYI. I saw it on Twitter. He had a different issue than me, though. His was about, like, violent content or something. Mine is reuse content, so it was different. So, bye, guys. See you guys soon. Dance it out. J for J style.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn.
Hi, honey. Are you done?
Not muted.
You wanna feel something real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to France, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time, I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that. Staying up late, sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillacs. Buying new shoes, hanging by the pool, sipping on Coke and Jack. Calling my phone when you feel alone, but I never call.
What? McNutt.
Brian Koberger.